3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the inaugural, very first show of the FlexEffect podcast. Thank you for joining me. I am Flex. We're going to be talking about fragrances, fashion, style, working out, getting to the gym, bringing out the best versions of ourselves, and we're doing it one day at a time. That is why it's called the Ground Zero podcast, because we started from the ground zero and we're going to work our way up. So without further ado, we're going to get into these fragrances, and now we're going to get into probably the most popular fragrance on the planet. Has been the most popular fragrance on the planet for at least the last, since it's come out. Heavily imitated also, but we're talking about Creed Aventus right here. This right here came out in 2014, and it took the fragrance nation by storm. Listen, I've only been involved in fragrances since 2020, 21, and thanks to Mr. Kevin Samuels for that. But this was out way before I started getting into fragrances, but it was one of the very first fragrances that I acquired, and for good reason. I did not understand the price tag on these in the beginning because I was new to it, but after a few years, after a lot of research, and after you see how everyone reacts to it, the compliment factor, the confidence factor, the way these things make you feel, and they give you a whole another edge when you wear it. But it definitely deserves the price tag that it commanded. Now, the one thing that we can all agree on with Creed Aventus is that it does not perform. It is not something that's going to stay on you for 8 hours. I'm guessing the original batches stayed with people for a full 8 hours, but that is no longer the case. When I got my first bottle, I think it may have lasted 6 hours. This one doesn't give me no more than 4 hours, and for the $400-$500 price tag that this commands, you definitely want to get more bang for your buck. And because of that, this fragrance has been heavily imitated, duplicated, replicated, all types of fragrance houses. As a matter of fact, your favorite Middle Eastern fragrance house has made multiple dupes trying to recapture the essence that this was. Of course, no one wants to pay $400 for a fragrance to last 5 hours. So that is why a lot of these other companies got into the game. Look, I can put out a version of Creed Aventus, and I can make it last 8 hours. I can make it last 12 hours. So they're putting them out, and because of that, because people love the smell, but they don't want to pay the price for it, they're going after the dupes, and for good reason, because these dupes over the last few years have gotten so good. They improved the oil, which has improved the quality, and yes, they do last longer than the original. So Creed definitely has a lot of children, and I brought some of these children to the party. But first, I'm going to go into the history of Creed. Creed first came out in 2014, which means that it's been out for a little over 10 years. This flanker right here, I think, was introduced about maybe 5 years ago. I could be wrong, but this is a lighter version of the original. The only difference is in the opening, this has more mandarin. The original has the pineapple, so you switch out the pineapple for the mandarin. It doesn't get as dark because it doesn't have the leather in it, doesn't have the rose in it. So it stays bright. It's more of a daytime fragrance. Yes, it's versatile, but I would say you could probably wear this to the gym, wear it to work. You can wear it to breakfast, wherever you're going out, your yacht, boating, whatever the case may be, you can wear this. And then 2 years ago, we have Creed Absolute. Now, most full-size bottles come in at 3.3. This came out in a 2.5, but with a higher price tag of almost $600. So this was also a limited edition release. I guess they only made 10,000 of the original batches, which is why I commanded this type of price tag. But over the last month or so, they released the 3.3 size, and I guess it's been included into the regular line. So those of us that bought early, I mean, we got a pocket, but whatever the case may be, we got it. And it is a very popular fragrance. I would say the difference between the original Creed Aventus and Creed Aventus Absolute is that Creed Aventus Absolute switches out that pineapple for grapefruit. It adds a lot more sweetness throughout the fragrance that doesn't necessarily go away. And if you've ever smelled Sauvage Elixir, there's definitely a little bit of that spiciness that's in Sauvage Elixir that made its way into Creed Absolute. So Creed Absolute is a lot darker than the original. It's definitely a date night, event, bow tie, black tie, suit, church, work. I mean, you shouldn't wear it to work, but You shouldn't wear it to work, but it just costs too much and it's not worth it. But I definitely, if you can get your hands on a bottle of Creed Aventus Absolute for a decent price, go ahead and do it. Now, some of the children of Creed Aventus is Versace Eros Energy. Now, this is a new release. It's only been out for about a year. Now, this fragrance is duping Aventus Cologne. And the reason why I say it's duping Aventus Cologne, this is pretty much the same, other than this is higher quality ingredients. The quality in Eros Energy is still really good, don't get me wrong. However, the opening is switched. Instead of the mandarin here, you get lemon here. And you get like a candy lemon. Just think of lemon heads. If you ever had some lemon heads and crushed them and you put them in front of a fan, and you have a fresh glass of lemonade in front of that fan and it's blowing on a hot summer day, that would be the opening of this fragrance right here. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. And they're different enough to where I wouldn't even call this 90%, 80%. I would say it gets about 65, 70% of what Creed Aventus Cologne is. But I like, I mentioned the twist earlier. This definitely has a twist on it, which is the opening. And the opening doesn't really go away. That lemon freshness, it stays throughout the whole fragrance. And you definitely get a lot more birch and a lot more oak moss in this. So the twist on this is very, 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 very good. And for the price tag, listen, you can get this for $100. And for $100, I definitely recommend it. This is a blind buy, backup worthy, could be signature scent. And the price tag, you can't go wrong. And I thank Versace for making such a great fragrance at such a reasonable price. Because listen, if you want a Aventus Cologne, $300 at least. Most likely $400. This is a full-size bottle. I've had this bottle for about 2.5 years now, and I'm not running out anytime soon to replace it. So this Versace Eros Energy was definitely welcome, and Versace did a great job on this fragrance. And now we have the most popular Creed Aventus dupe, Club de Nuit Intense Man by the House of Armagh, a Middle Eastern brand. And man, this fragrance, you can find it on Amazon for about $25, $30 for a full-size 3.3. Now this is beast mode. It is beast mode. It will last all day on 4 sprays. And you can't ask much more than that. Some people don't like the opening. Some people think the opening's a little bit harsh. Some people say, hey, a little bit lemon pledge in it. You get that somewhat. I don't really, I see it, but I don't see it. I don't understand it. But there is a smidge of it in it, but not enough to where you'd be like, it's not a nice opening. Is it kind of harsh? Depends on your nose. However, once you get past that opening, this hits the original to about 90%. Definitely in the dry down. If you wear it to work, no one's going to know the difference smelling whether you have the original Aventus on or whether you're wearing Club de Nuit Intense Man. And that's how close this comes. This has been a favorite dupe, the #1 dupe of Aventus for probably the last 5 years. So this fragrance it's loved, and for good reason. The price is incredible, the quality is incredible, and the smell is dead on almost. So if you want Aventus but you want it on the cheap, like I said, on Amazon you can find it for $25, $30. This is definitely a blind buy. You're not going to go wrong. Even if you don't like the opening, once you get past that opening, it's a wrap. Another child of Aventus is from the House of Afnan. Supremacy. Was it Supremacy Not Only Intense? I've had this fragrance for about maybe a little over a year. And the best way I can describe this fragrance is that it is definitely on the more intense side of Aventus. When I say that, is that the pineapple in this is definitely amplified. Everything's amplified. Is it harsh in the opening? No. The quality is really, really, really good. And this was my favorite release from the house at Afnan. It's a Middle Eastern fragrance house, and they do a lot of great dupes or inspirations. And this, when it came out, when I tried it, because it came out a while before I got a hold of it, but when I got a hold of it, I understood the hype on it. It's really good. It is right there on par with Club de Nuit. I'd say the difference is this one is a little bit better in the opening. The pineapple's a little bit more smoky. The bergamot is a little bit more prominent. I like the lavender that they added in the mid. They added a few things in here to give it that twist. So the twist is welcome. It's not a spot-on Aventus. I would say it's about maybe 80% of Aventus, but the 20% difference that they put in it is great. And this is definitely could be signature scent worthy. It's very versatile. You can wear this to the gym. You can wear it to work. You don't need 1,000 sprays. You can get away with about 2 or 3 because this is definitely beast mode. Probably more beast mode than Club de Nuit. So, I mean, you can go on Amazon and find this probably 30 to 40 bucks. But you get a full size, nice bottle. The cap is not magnetic. The sprayer is really good. You can't go wrong with it. I put this right up there with the rest of the dupes. And now, another child of Aventus. This came out right after Creed Aventus Absolute. Now, to a lot of people, this is the best dupe. This gets about 80-85%. There are some differences in here. There's a pear note that's added in the opening. That's not an Absolute. There's a faded caramel in here. That's not an Absolute. And I think in the dry down, from the Velveter and the other woody notes that I picked up, I think it dries down more to Creed Aventus cologne than it does the original. But whatever the case may be, this one also, it does not have the grapefruit in the opening. This one just has more of a sweeter pineapple. So that's the differences between this, but it definitely walks the same road that Creed Aventus Absolute walks. It walks the same road, it's just different. It walks it different, you know. Creed Aventus walks, this one's doing a moonwalk a little bit with a spin move because it adds a little twist to it, and it's much appreciated. The ingredients are very, 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 very high quality in this. They did not spare any expense, which is why you're going to find Club de Nuit Precious One, which is what it's called, Precious One. And you're only getting, 80 mLs of this? So this is the bottle from the House of Armoff. And you're going to pay about $50 for this. Might pay $60, but it is worth it. Because you can get away with 3 sprays of this, and it lasts you all day. This is beast mode. It's gonna take you 8 hours. I've heard some people say 10 hours, but this smells amazing. It doesn't have so much of that Sauvage Elixir mid dry down that the original has, but it does have that sweetness in it that remains throughout the fragrance, and it goes a little bit woody with the Velveter, and it has some of that birch in it and the oak moss. But a lot of people favor this as being the best dupe of Creed Aventus Absolute. And you can't blame them because it is an amazing fragrance. Armoff, they did a great job with this. Now, the second one. Now, this is new. From Fragrance World, and this is not French Avenue. It's not a Maison des Parfums, which is the highest level that they have. This is just Fragrance World, and this is called Nightclub Absolute. This is definitely cloning Creed Aventus Absolute. But they took the bottle of Club de Nuit. So they cloned this bottle, but they cloned this juice. Whatever. I don't care about that. How's it smell? As long as it smells good. Check it out. This, for me, this is number 1. This smells 95% of what this is. Like, I really, there's a slight, quality difference, of course. This is $40. This is $500. So the quality difference is going to be there, but it is not a quality difference where you're going to notice it unless you're looking for it, if you have the nose for it. But any other human that walks past you and smell this, they're not going to be able to tell the difference between the two. I think it might even be higher than a 95%. And I'm talking about not just the opening, I'm talking about the mid, and I'm talking about the dry down. They did an absolute killer job, and it lasts. This will take you 8 to 10 hours. That's what I got out of it. And maybe 5 to 6 sprays that I go with this. This right here, this is my favorite fragrance that I purchased this year. And that's how much I like this. This has everything that you're looking for in this. And then with this dupe, they went for the 1-to-1. And they pretty much got it. They nailed it. If you want this fragrance and you don't want to twist and you want it to smell like Creed Aventus Absolute, you got to get Nightclub Absolute. You just have to. Now, like Creed Aventus Absolute, it is an evening fragrance. You want to be dressed pretty much like how I am right now. Can you wear something different? Of course you can. But bow tie, suit, sports coat, Mastros, Flemings, Ruth's Chris, jazz club, night performance, you're going to see somebody special perform or whatever the case may be, that's when you want to pull this out. Because let me tell you, it will add, it'll amplify whatever you have on. Your suit is better, you look better, you feel better when you have that on. It's like a little special armor that you put on, because this is definitely the truth right here. So, to me, when Creed Aventus made this, a lot of people were complaining that the House of Creed is they're dragging their feet. They're not really coming out with any releases that are worthy. But when they dropped this one, they put everybody back on notice that they still got it. And Creed still has it. And if you cannot afford the Creed Aventus Absolute, go out and get Nightclub Absolute. Trust me. Just get it. It's blind buy worthy. Trust me. Just grab it. It's great. Now, another dupe that we have. Now, I'm guessing from the angles that you guys have in this video, you probably think that I just reviewed this fragrance, but no, I did not. I reviewed this one, Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is Club de Nuit Intense Man Extrait Parfum. So there is a difference. This is a lot smoother, because like I told you before, a lot of people complained about the opening of the original Club de Nuit. This takes care of that. This is a lot smoother. It's a lot richer. I think the quality of ingredients is a lot better. This is pretty much 1-to-1. The only difference that I smell between the two is that the original Aventus, it has this, there's this air that I'm trying to figure, I don't know if it's a rose, but it's like this airy, elegant, luxurious, royal smell. And it's the same smell that I get when I smell Elysium. So Elysium takes a little bit of that Aventus DNA, but totally switches it, which is why I have Divine Asylum up here, because when I spray this one, this has that same, I don't know if it's maybe it's a rose. It has like a really aromatic, clean, masculine, airy rose that I smell with this one. I have Elysium, but it's downstairs. But it has that same airy rose note that brings out that extra masculine but royal, elegant quality to it. I don't smell that in the Extrait de Parfum. In the Extrait de Parfum, no, it's not there. That's the only difference. That is the only difference. And that doesn't mean that the Extrait de Parfum is less classy, because it does everything else perfect. I mean, everything that this does, that the original Aventus does, this does better. Especially when it comes to performance. The quality is there. It's just missing that extra aromatic, royal, luxurious smell that Aventus has. While this is still classy and elegant, it doesn't have that luxurious smell, that doesn't have that note that the original has, and that's all is missing. So I can't say it's 1-to-1, but it's about 95% of that. So this is definitely blind buy worthy. This is going to hit you for about $45-$50. You're not going to get a 3.3. I'm thinking this is 80 ml, I believe. So listen, for that price, I wouldn't complain. Just use it as needed, spray as much as you want, buy another bottle. At that price, you can buy another bottle, hopefully. If you can't, you got a bigger problem. But definitely Creed has a lot of children, and I did not bring out all of them. I will be introducing more. I do want to get the Club by Fragrance World, since they did such a bang up, amazing job with the Club Absolute. I want to see how the Club smells, because the Club might have that aromatic smell, that luxurious smell that this one has. And this one has it too, and this is from Fragrance World also. So if they put it in here, I'm pretty sure they put it in the Club. I would like to smell that. So let me introduce you to the House of Creed, because the House of Creed is more than just Aventus, even though Aventus is its #1 player. It is its Michael Jordan, it's LeBron James, it's Kobe Bryant. It's the main player, it's the heavy hitter. It bats 4th in the lineup. Anyone's on base is going out the park, they scoring. It is the #1 Creed fragrance. However, the other players in the lineup are no slouch. We have Original Veveter. First of all, most of Creed's fragrances are fresh fragrances. Creed doesn't really get into spices that much. They do have spicy fragrances, but 90% of their fragrances are fresh fragrances. Even Aventus Cologne, and even Absolute to an extent is still considered a fresh fragrance. So let's get into it. Original Veveter. This is a very, very fresh fragrance, and when I wear this, it gives you like an out the shower, Irish Spring, soapy, kind of minty, winter fresh smell. It's for all seasons, for all occasions. Of course, you can wear this to the gym. You can wear it to work. It's non-offensive. It's playful. No one's gonna smell this on you and think you smell bad. You just smell like you took a shower. Which who doesn't want to smell like they took a shower? This is definitely like a luxurious shower at a really expensive hotel. And the only thing I can say about this fragrance is that it might last 2-3 hours. That's why it's not really popular. Free fragrances aren't known for performance. They're known for the smell. And this definitely has a killer smell. Before I bought it, I've wanted it for years. And I just found it at a great price. You can find it $250, $300 at discounters for a full-size bottle. But definitely, I'm almost at half. So I definitely use this fragrance. Green Irish Tweed. I wore this earlier today. It's Cali in the summertime. And I was just dressed in some linen and some lounging clothes, ran a few errands, went to Costco. But when you're out the house like that, it's about 80 degrees, a little breezy. This is definitely a clean fragrance, and much like Original Veveter, this is going to give you an out of the shower feel, but not necessarily soapy, but a clean, green, walk through the forest type freshness, like fresh laundry. You just took some clean clothes out the laundry. You went on a nice little walk outside through a nice little clean forest with green. And then what does this have? Iris in it, lemon verbena, and this smells amazing. It is signature scent worthy. It is versatile. You can wear it to the gym, to the office, on a date, to a funeral, to a wedding. This right here, you can wear it with a bow tie. You can wear it with a bow and arrow. You can wear it with a regular tie. Listen, this isn't going to let you down. And you can find it if you dig, You can find it for about $250 to $300. Now this one right here, Virgin Island Water. Now this fragrance is only gonna last you 3 hours. I'm telling you right now, 3 to 4 hours. It's gonna cost you $300 to $400. But let me tell you, when you wear this, you will get noticed. You smell like a nice tropical drink on the Virgin Islands, and you just hanging out by the beach, on the lounge, the cabanas. You got your shades on. And man, this is a compliment beast. Every time I wear this, someone comes and is like, what is that? What you wearing? This is a monster. And the fact that it is kind of expensive, I like it, because then even if people like it, they might not like it to the point where they want to buy it because it's expensive. Which means if you get it and you're wearing it, 9 times out of 10, no one else is going to be wearing this. So when you wear this, you'll leave an impression that people are going to remember you by the smell. Because 9 times out of 10, no one else in that building is going to be wearing this. So that's what I like about it. Some fragrances do need to remain expensive, because, I mean, you don't want to lose that exclusiveness of it, but it shouldn't be ridiculous, you know. Now, on the top shelf, I'm going to save that for another show, but I'm going to just do a quick hit of it, because this show was really about the house of Creed Aventus and all its children. And the third row is definitely all its children. And let me tell you, there's a lot more. The Club de Nuit Intense Man limited edition, I have that downstairs. I did not include that in this video. There's a lot of fragrance houses. There's at least 10 to 15 clones that I've left off. I do not own them all, but I do own more than what I'm showing you guys here. Tom Ford. Tom Ford is probably the fragrance house that I have the most of. When I first got into fragrances, this is how I was introduced to fragrances. Mr. Kevin Samuels, he loved Tom Ford, and he still buy a lot of the fragrances. And a lot of his recommendations, they hit. I think the last Tom Ford recommendation he made was Black Orchid Parfum. And this right here, this is a beast. This, 2 sprays on this all day. Tom Ford fragrances are a little bit hard to pull off because they're so elegant, they're so classy, regardless of the price. You can find this for about $150, which this is blind buy worthy signature scent. You can find, well, it's hard to find the. I have the EDT and the EDP of Grey Velveter, and I have the Parfum. I just didn't put it up here, but these fragrances are classy. They're very classy fragrances, very elegant. So it's kind of hard to pull off Tom Ford fragrances on an everyday basis. I can't recommend that you wear Neroli Portofino Forte every single day. It's too expensive to do so. Doesn't make sense to do so. Yes, you will smell great, but it's not worth it. So a lot of times, these fragrances won't get worn because you shouldn't be wearing Lost Cherry to the gym. You shouldn't be wearing Cherry Smoke to the gym. You can't wear it to work, depends on the type of field that you work in, but these are not necessarily everyday fragrances. I think that they're after work fragrances, like you're gonna go somewhere after work, you're gonna hit a bar, you're gonna hit a lounge, you're gonna hit a sports bar or something like that, or you got an evening date or a late night date, you're going to the movies, or you got to give a speech, you got to do a presentation, you're going to church, then you bring out the Tom Ford fragrances. But if all you're doing is going to the gym, you're going to work, and you're coming home, why? There's no need to do so. Now, depending on the type of field that you work in, if you're wearing a suit and tie, definitely you can rock Tom Ford every day. But if you work a job where you're not wearing a suit and tie or a sports coat, then you don't need the Tom Ford, because it just doesn't go with that look. And a lot of Tom Ford fragrances go with certain looks. Like I said, I can't recommend you wear Lost Cherry to the gym. Can you do it? Yes. Should you do it? No. And it's too expensive to just waste. So I would say if there is an everyday fragrance here, it is going to be Oud Wood. Oud Wood EDP is probably the only one of the few everyday. You know what? Grape Evander. Grape Evander is a fragrance that can be worn every day. You can wear it to the gym. You can wear it to work. You can wear it on a date. It's very versatile. This is the EDP and the EDT. EDT is really hard to find. They don't make it no more. But the EDP is still being made. You can find it. You can also get the Parfum, which I definitely recommend. I have it. I just didn't bring it up. But Oud Wood is a everyday fragrance. Very versatile. You can wear it anywhere. There's no place that you cannot wear it to. You will smell good. The oud is not animalic, so I mean, you can rock it. They do have deodorant. They do have hand creams. And yes, you can get those things, but all you need is a regular bottle. You can find this for $150. You can find it for $200. This is a 50 ml, so usually you're gonna find a 50 ml for about $200 plus of the original. You can go on Costco. Sometimes they might have it. You can catch deals, but the one fragrance and look, this was Kevin Samuel's favorite fragrance from the house of Tom Ford, and I understand why. Oud Wood. It's classy, it's elegant, versatile. Can't say enough about it because definitely it's a man's fragrance. And let me tell you, put this on in a suit, you're unstoppable. You put this on, if you just dress nice, you're unstoppable. So I can see why I like it so much. So I'm going to give Tom Ford its own video because it deserves its own video. And when I bring it back to you guys, I will have the rest of my Tom Fords up here. And we'll go through it one by one. And I can give you the notes. If I had to rank what my favorites are right now, I would say Oud Wood, because you can wear Oud Wood at any time, any season. After that, I would probably go Cherry Smoke or Tobacco Vanille. And then Ebony for me, which is Black Smoke. So, thank you for tuning in to the first show. I appreciate it. Hit the like, subscribe. I'm going to try to push out videos at least a couple times a week until I get to the point where I get it rolling, where I can drop videos every day. This is definitely the very first show. We're going to get in the gym. We're going to get into fashion. We're going to get into clothing. So we're going to tell you, hey, if you're going to wear this, wear that. If you want to wear that, wear this. So we're going to put together the whole ensemble for you, and we're going to do it right. But I want to say thanks again for tuning in. This is Flex signing off. Have a good night.